Joining us now to talk about the most popular toys this holiday season is Christopher Byrne. He's founder of Byrne Communications and a toy industry analyst and consultant. Welcome back, Chris. Good to see you. What toys are actually trending this holiday season? Collectibles like Labubu or tech toys? What are some of the classic playthings?
Well, the good news is there's been a lot of different toys that have been trending this holiday season. You mentioned collectibles. It's huge. The whole kidult market, Marvel, Star Wars, all of that. Trading cards are super hot, both Pokemon and every kind of other ones out there. It's also been a good year for more or less traditional toys, which we're seeing with the Gen Alpha kids who have grown up with screens, and you give them a dimensional toy and they go, "Wow, that's pretty cool." So it's been a good year. Lego's had a very good year as well. It's also been a good year for games and puzzles. A small company here, Exploding Kittens, is really having a great year as well.
And how big a role are video game consoles like the Switch playing in 2025 toy lists?
Well, I think the Switch is a big the Switch 2 rather is a big deal this holiday season. It came out earlier this year, so it's in supply for people who want it, but it's not really creating the kind of cultural sensation that other consoles have created in the past. That doesn't mean it's not selling. It's selling very well.
And which toy categories are surging right now? Trading cards, puzzles, building sets versus those that are more, slow to sell?
All of the above. They're doing really well. It's a great year for games, and I think that one of the categories that's a little slow right now is fashion dolls, and that's changed a little bit. Hot Wheels is having an excellent year as well because they're very reasonably priced and they're collectible and they're really for all ages as well.
You mentioned, a lot of kids growing up on screens. Does that mean that screen-free and interactive play toys are growing in popularity for parents to purchase compared to digital and AI toys?
I think parents are definitely looking for traditional toys as well. And the technology just makes the toy box bigger so that there are different options for kids, and especially for social play around things like the virtual pets. Nanomals from Hasbro is one example, because they're creating social interaction for kids around them, much in the way when you're in China, you go to a pop mart and you see all the people being social around which of the blind boxes am I going to buy. So that experience, that person-to-person experience, is increasingly important.
And what about adults or kidults? How are they influencing toy buying this season?
They are driving so much of the toy business. They're driving Lego with the botanicals. They're driving the collectibles. Really, Labubu is an adult fashion trend more than anything else. They're also driving the collectible plush trend. They are not driving, but certainly supporting the K-pop Demon Hunters trend with the Funko figures as well.
And how is inflation and rising toy prices shaping holiday shopping decisions this year?
Well, it's certainly been a challenge all year long. People haven't been able to plan, but on average, toys are up only about 10 to 12%. And the one thing for every year, the toys are new. So you're not looking at it like you look at eggs every week and you can compare the price. These are new toys, so consumers don't necessarily have a frame of reference for what something is going to cost.
What impact are tariffs and supply chain issues having on toy availability and pricing this season?
Well, it seems to have calmed down, which is the good news. But there was a whole time earlier in the year when, for a hot minute, we had that 145% tariff, and manufacturers were slowing manufacturing or stopping altogether. They were looking at reshoring manufacturing. But now, certainly according to a lot of the executives I talked to, that placement, that being able to manufacture in China, is really where they want to be, and only for some items looking outside of China, because we've spent 60 years building China up as the place to manufacture quality goods.
So as we look ahead, will toy sales still grow overall, do you think, despite economic headwinds, or are we entering a slower period in terms of toy sales?
It's hard to know. One of the things that does concern me financially is reading different reports about how much credit card usage is being spent this year on the holidays, as consumers are a little bit unsure about the state of the economy in the US. So if they are paying off debts as we go into 2026, they're going to have less money to spend on toys. But the toy industry is really resilient. People will buy toys and make things happen for their kids when they might not buy something for themselves.
So, as a parent with two boys, 12 and 8 years old, what would you suggest I get that is not a screen item, but something that's interactive and that's going to last the distance? It's not just going to be thrown in a heap of toys in the basement for the next 6 months.
Well, the one thing I always talk about is get the toy that's not complete without the child. So it's their imagination, whether it's an RC car that you can make do stunts, or Lego, which is fun to build with, or games that they could actually play together. It's really looking at that social human experience, and I'm very happy to see that that's becoming more important to today's parents.
Me too, absolutely. Christopher Byrne, really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.